Well, the first thing I want to do is say congratulations to our players. Congratulations to our coaches for the hard work, the continuation of hard work through all this difficult time. I also want to say congratulations to our players that aren't here. It's a part of football. People forget that sometime. I know they're back home feeling better. And I also want to thank all the people that are involved in letting us do what we love doing. Bob Wiseman and his team, and Duke Athletics, Dr. White and his leadership, his team, Nina King. It's really been an amazingly inspirational time for me to see so many people care for others. And that's what you want to see in difficult times. And man, has it been, it's tough. It's a pandemic and things don't go well, but nobody jumped ship. And really, really appreciative of all the people that are involved in Duke football. And with that said, just the difference today is, thank goodness we won the fourth quarter and the second half for the first time. We answered scores with our offense. We haven't done that. We won third downs as a team in a big way. And we physically dominated the line of scrimmage. That gives us a chance to grow and build. We've got to take care of the ball better at quarterback and on offense in general. That's a job that obviously I'm not doing well enough. But we have some playmakers. Really proud of those guys. And if we continue to work well as a team and prepare, then we'll have a shot. That's all you can ask for, is to try to have a shot week in and week out in what's going to prove to be, the toughest schedule any Duke football team's ever had to play. 10 Power 5 games, 10 ACC games. So I hope our players realize that each week it's going to be the same type of effort challenge and the same challenge to play well. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Thank you, Coach. Let's get started with Chip Alexander.
Coach, I think I heard a pregame interview in which you said there's really no magic to offense. It's all about execution and being consistent. Seems like this, other than the turnovers, seems like this is what you had in mind.
Well, we've been so close running the ball, and our offensive line is growing together and has gotten better. And we get to see it at practice. Obviously, you all don't really get to see it, but the opportunity for us to continue to work when you can run the football, and we can learn to take care of it, and we can create things in the passing game, we've got a chance at being a good offensive football team.
The players said you were dancing after the game as well with them. Is that true or not?
Absolutely. How would I not? I think they've all been waiting for that moment, as I have. We had a good time, and it's just letting off a lot of steam. I mean, that moment is so much fun. To go in there, you're so close to those guys, and I can't tell you the joy in my heart. People forget, I've been in these guys' homes. I know their parents. I know the sacrifices they're making, the sacrifices their parents aren't getting to see their sons. I mentioned that after the game. So, man, it's time to dance. There was a lot of emotion in that locker room.
Let's go to Jim Sumner.
David, you mentioned Duke answering scores. Syracuse had 3 touchdowns. None of them came as a result of a sustained offensive drive, so they all kind of came out of nowhere. How was your team able to absorb that blow and maintain their composure and come back and regain control of the game?
To be honest with you, I think they were very confident by their preparation. And I'm going to tell you, they defensively, because they had an open date, they did more things that they had not shown. And our guys handled it because our coaches did a great job of preparing them for that in the run game. They came with safety pressure weak, safety pressure strong, backer pressure off the edge. They went basically to their goal line defense to stop the run. But in every case, I thought our front was ready and we responded. And there was a toughness to our team today that just didn't really exist before. So it was good to see that mentality is one of the things you have to grow. And it's just been a different year, and hopefully we can hang on to this.
Let me ask you about one play in particular. Syracuse has momentum in the second period. We talked a lot earlier this week about the hurry up offense. They try to go hurry up on 4th and inches deep in Duke territory, and Duke is ready for it. They're obviously trying to sneak something past Duke, but Duke was ready for that and got the stop. That might have been the biggest play of the game. Can you just talk about how your guys were ready for that?
Yeah, huge momentum turn, and that they were alert to it. Our defensive staff really kind of mixed the way we did tempo. We would run a play and then run across the field and have to line up against another play, and, back and forth. And so the awareness and the focus in practice paid off. So there was no one caught by surprise. And I thought our physicality showed there. Our defensive charge there, they didn't move us. Well, we actually moved them back. I thought the quarterback lost yards, to be honest with you there.
Go ahead, JB Ricks.
Hey, Coach, JB here from Spectrum News 1. Congratulations on the win. I have a question for you in regards to the message that you have been sending to your team these past couple weeks, trying to get that first win. It was we're not going to run away from the challenge. We're going to run to it. How much did that play a role in the way your team showed up today? And the second part of that question is, what's the new challenge now that you've gotten that first win out of the way?
Yeah, I think those are both great questions. First of all, we have to believe that running to an issue, never running away, is a Duke standard, a Duke football standard, I should say. It's how we climbed the mountain, is not running away from any challenge. And when we got beat, we still got better. When you win, you better get better. And that's the next step. I told them in the locker room after all the dancing and the happy, I said, our Sunday and our Tuesday, Wednesday can't be the same as last week. They have to be better. Nothing stays the same. No relationship, nothing on earth stays the same. It's got to get better or it's going to get worse. So we've got to take that mentality to work with us.
Thanks, Coach.
Go to Jake Piazza.
Hi, Coach. So I think today's opening drive was the first opening drive of a game that you guys ended in a touchdown. And I'm curious as to, how much of a sigh of relief that is to get into the end zone and really come out guns blazing like that.
Well, I think it always plays a big role in the game. The first 5 minutes of the game and the first 5 minutes of the third quarter often will dictate a lot about how a half goes. You don't want to depend on it, but it sure does help you. I told Dr. White today, we were talking about the ball game, and I really felt like a fast start was going to be important. You're on the road. We're playing a team that beat us badly a year ago, and thank goodness they came out to play. I mean, our guys were physical right off the get-go. I think we were the aggressor right off the start, and I think that paid huge dividends for us today. And then we turned around and did it at the start of the third quarter, which ended up being big. I wish we could have converted to a touchdown to start the second half, but yeah, we really came out and played hard early.
Corey Lavelle.
Hey, Coach. Just wondering, when you put Chase out for the one series, he said that he was maybe a little nervous, a little anxious, had some emotions. He comes back in and he obviously plays better. What do you say to him at that point in between those series? And had you intended all along just to give him the one series off to kind of clear his head?
Well, I've been wanting to look at either Gunner or Chris, and we felt like we could get into some quarterback run game, which we did with Gunner, that kind of settled our team down coming off a turnover. And I felt like he needed to – sometimes it helps a starter to see the game from the side. And I think it did calm him down. And I told him, I said, it's always the next play. And if you start stressing or you start thinking you've got to do things to try to win the game, the way a quarterback does things to win the game is to make all 10 other players right, and by doing your job. And I think it helped him realize from this point on, all I have to do is just do my job as well as everybody else doing theirs.
Okay, we have time for one more, so let's wrap it up with Alex Jackson.
Hey, Coach. Both of your running backs had incredible days. It's hard to feed the hot hand when both the hands are so hot. So how did you decide who to give the ball to as the game was going on?
Well, Coach Boyette gets a good feel for those guys. You know, between series, I do some offensive work, but I'm being a head football coach, so I'm very dependent upon our coaches. And those guys, you know, they may have a shoulder that's stinging a little bit, or, you know, Coach, I need a blow. And so I'm going to trust him in that rotation. And, you know, hopefully I love this. We call it the stable. Hopefully we can get Jordan Waters geared up and he can start contributing there because I do think we have a chance at being a really good run football team. It takes a lot of work and it's not ever a guarantee, but hopefully this day today will create the energy and enthusiasm moving forward that we have to become an outstanding run team because it makes everything easier.
Spectacular Magazine. We on the scene.